Hello, my name is Ernest Esau. I am part of Team Canada, which recently went to the World Summit in the United Kingdom. I'm here to give an intelligence debriefing of what we find out there, what happened, and then the details, and then recommendations to help prevent any further attacks for any institution or organizations or what we have learned so far there. I have broken down the steps. The first one is the current system standings. As I speak to you now, about 3 of our systems are currently working instead of 20 because of a ransomware attack that hit our systems. Ransomware attack was the widely cyber attack or related attack that hit the summit. Personally, I think the hackers were trying to get money. Ransomware attacks where hackers hack your information and try to demand some cash from you. And them knowing that we come from different countries for the summit, they wanted to use that attack to get money from us. So currently, only 3 of our systems are working instead of 20. So I'll go on and then just give modifications to the system or what we did, modifications that can be done to stop this style of threats until a patch is created. Currently, we are working on resolving the attack, but there should be some plans to put in place to help mitigate the already ransomware attack that was experienced. The first one was we implemented a high intrusion prevention system, or we installed them on our systems to alert IT professionals or experts if there's any attack which is going to take place again. These high intrusion systems can also prevent an attack and can also alert. Again, we introduced multi-factor authentication. Users were using only one form of authentication. So after the attack, we said we have to introduce multi-factor authentication where users will have 2 ways of authenticating themselves before using any system on the network. So this will also counteract if some of the hackers are having the passwords and usernames of accounts already that they have stolen. Using a multi-factor authentication will counteract that one and then prevent them from getting enough access onto the network. Again, we also trained our people or users or our team on what was going on, how ransomware attack comes about, how you can prevent it. And then there was a training, and then I specifically told them, like, if you see something, say something. In case you see something suspicious, you don't understand anything, there's something going on the network, or you are having a long time in getting responses from questions that you are asking or information that you are requesting, you should alert IT experts. Maybe hackers have come back on the network. So with this, we can mitigate some of the ransomware. And then lastly, we also let administrators employ what you call the group policy using the Active Directory platform. Now we use this one because we found out that it can be an insider threat. So we try to limit the privileges that we give to users, give them least privileges so that they can't use anything on the system or they can't change some of the configuration settings to suit them. We talk about reputations and brand damage. There's no denying fact that a company which have been attacked or which have cyber attack will have trust issues. Most of the customers will try to ask questions. Why? When? Are we safe? They will try to look for other alternatives just because of the cyber attack, because they don't have trust again with our system. Our reputation has been dented. Secondly, there will be some sort of legal consequences and breach, because as a team we are part of cyber related organizations. So there are some governance, there are some compliances, there are some rules that we have to follow in protecting clients' information. So definitely there's going to be some fines we have to pay. Finally, customers using trust from us will move to other companies, to other teams. They will try to go and look for elsewhere where they think they will be safe, their money will be safe, their properties will be safe. So we will lose a lot of customers due to the attack. So our reputation is going down. Our trust issues, we don't have it anymore. We are going to lose customers, and then we are going to find we're going to pay a lot of money. And then there was an issue of low productivity due to downtime or system performance. Since there was ransomware on our systems, our staff were having long delays in getting responses. They were not able to get what they need. The data were breached. Imagine we have 20 workers and now only 3 are working. And then during the attack, only 3 were working. Multiply the 3 by the 20, which is 60 hours of downtime, which is close to 3 days work. So imagine the ransomware attack caused us a downtime of 3 days work because workers were not getting what they're supposed to get. They were not able to get what they want. And we were also finding out what was going on in the system. So there's an issue of downtime. System were not working. We have to find ways and means to get back into the system. Especially staff, they were frustrated because you have been doing something over and over and over again, and then now you want to find an information it wasn't given to you. The confidentiality, the integrity, and the availability of our informations were hacked. We talk about system availability problems. There were problems with our systems. When you talk about availability, it's whereby you have a data, you have internet, you have devices, you have softwares that you need to make your work easier. But because of the attack, all these were dented. They were not getting the feedback. Our systems were not working. We were missing all those things. Our system availability was very, very, very poor. Our internet, our connections, some of the information that we are looking for, we were not getting it. So we wanted to find out what really happened. We found out that there was a ransomware attack, and then an email was sent to one of the users through a phishing attack, and then he clicked on the email, and then the hackers were able to get access into our information. We used some of the sophisticated tools to find out what was going on in our system. That was when we get to know that these were the systems that were hacked. We talk about technical support to restore our systems. As a company or as a team, we have what you call the business continuous plan. This plan has been there, I think, for about 5 years, which helps us to get back into work again after an attack. There was a policy that we do this system annually to test our systems. So when this attack happened, we quickly went to that business continuity plan. Now the plan tells us who to contact, what you're supposed to do, who do you talk to, their contact numbers, which system is critical, which systems are not. So based on that, we're able to detect what to do, which system to tackle first, what servers to shut them down to prevent other further attacks. Who should we allow to get information? Who are we not supposed to get information from? Technically, we did some of the things that we're supposed to do to help restore the services. It was found out that port 8080 was opened, and then the hackers used that port to get access into the network. So that port was immediately closed. It was also recommended that we adjust our servers or our whitelist servers so that it goes in line with the port that has been closed. The firewall rule set were also adjusted in line with the port which have been closed. We also introduced the intrusion detective systems onto the network to detect which systems were being attacked, or if there's an alert, it alerts IT professionals this system has been hacked or this is going to happen to the system. All those things were done technically just to help us. And then we also went to use an encryption tools. We also bought antiviruses just to back up our system in case there's something going on. As I talked about compliance and regulatory, since we are part of an organization, cyber related, we paid $2.8 million to the federal government because we failed to comply with data protection. Additionally, we also paid $1 million to the Personal Information Protection and Electronic Document Act because we were not able to protect that information. And then lastly, we paid 1.5 million to FISMA, that's the Federal Information System Management Act. They also deals with any organization that handles government information. Since we are part of the Canadian delegates, we handle information from the government, and we were not able to hold that account. So we paid 1.5 million as a violation for that. So an attack is basically putting the whole company under duress. You go through a lot psychologically, emotionally, and then you pay a lot of money. You lose a lot of customers. Nobody can prevent cyber attack, but there are ways to mitigate some of them. We can reduce some of cyber related attacks. So in conclusion, I have some recommendations that can help to reduce some of these attacks or to mitigate some of these cyber attacks. The first one is training. There should be regular training of employees and all people who work in cyber industries. They should be made to aware that these are the consequences. This is what happens if there's a breach or there's an attack. They should be also know who to talk to. How are they going to report their issues and who? All these things help them. The training can be a computer-based training or it can be a tip of the day. Just one question a day to refresh their mind of what is going on. And this has to be done annually to refresh their mind about cyber-related issues. Another one is the ports that are not being used. In a network, ports that are not being used have to be closed immediately because hackers are constantly using those ports to get access into the network. So that ports have to be closed immediately. And then communication on network should be encrypted to protect confidentiality, availability, and integrity of data. Hackers should not be allowed to get access onto the communication network. Advanced encryption system, which is also known as the AES or the triple encryption, must be used. Hash functions can be used to check if data has been altered or not. Thirdly, Password policies should be put in place to reduce the attacks that emerge from password being hacked. The policy should be straightforward. Password has to be changed every 90 days, and users should not be allowed to use old passwords again. The password should be strong, should be updated, and should be changed regularly. Finally, the team, as, as well as users, should apply patches to softwares when they become available. Now, these software vendors provide patches maybe twice a month, or maybe once a month, or 3 times a month. It should be applied when they become available. Some of these software vendors or producers find some informations or find new vulnerabilities on their softwares, so they provide patches that has to be used to prevent the system from those vulnerabilities or risks. This and few of them, when done, can help out to mitigate some of the problems that we are facing in cybersecurity. Password, strong password, encryption, using communication tools, regular trainings, closing ports, and other things. So this is the intelligence briefing that I'm giving from Team Canada when we went to the All Nations Summit. Thank you very much. Once again, my name is Ernest Isel, a member of Team Canada. Thank you.